So presently we are studying about the structure of an atom. Is it yes or no? So now structure of an atom, if we'll take, as we know, the three subatomic particles are present inside the atom. So that is what we are studying now. That is what it is: electrons, and the next one is called as protons, and the next one is called as neutrons. So last class we are already studied in detail about what is introduction of this structure of an atom, and as well as what is the discovery of electrons. So as we know, discovery of electrons, if we'll take, so from here only we have to continue today. Characteristics of electrons. So now discovery of electrons, if we'll take here. So this discovery of electrons is done by what? It is done by the experiment called as cathode rays tube, which has been done by whom, guys? Which has been done by, carried by Mr. J.J. Thomson in 1897. That is what? The discovery of electrons. So when he passed the high voltage current across the some gas which has been kept in a delivery tube, then he has been noticed that from the cathode of this delivery tube is to produce the same kind of rays is producing whatever the gas is kept inside. That is what he has been observed, that all the atoms contains negatively, understanding they are releasing some particles, cathode ray particles, and they are not depending on the nature of the gas. So that is what he has been said, that while every gas, if they are keeping inside this discharge tube, they are producing the same kind of cathode ray particles, so that their mass and charge of that also not changing. So that particles only, he has been found, they are electrically negatively charged particles. So this negatively charged particle only is to called as what? The negatively charged particles only is to called as electrons. Is it yes or no? So these electrons having a negatively charged particles which are present in energy levels or cells in the atom. So the symbol of electrons is what? E and minus. Minus indicate what? A charge of an electron. Do you understand, everybody? Either it is a positive or negative charge. So what is the charge of an electron? Sai, a charge of an electron is negative charge. That is what you have to remember. So this is all about the story of electrons. So now, today's class we are going to study characteristics of an electron. So please all of you keep reading. Characteristics of an electron. Very, very important. For even 10th class electricity chapter also, again, we people need to study this. So all of you write it. Characteristics of electron. So if we'll take here, before going to study what is the characteristics of electron, as I said you, the one and only element which is having only one proton. Can anybody say, guys? What is that? Only one proton, no neutrons are present. That is what a basic hydrogen, which we used to call as, what is that?
Protium.
Yes or no? So protium, deuterium and tritium is the isotopes of hydrogen. So that is all we'll study end of the chapter. So this is the basic hydrogen which is having only one proton. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond. So as we know, in last class we studied, what do you mean by atomic mass, guys? What do you mean by atomic mass? So atomic mass means what? It is the total number of protons plus total number of neutrons. That is what we used to call it as atomic mass. Is it yes or no? Please respond. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Now, if we take here, what is the atomic mass of hydrogen? Can anybody say? Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1U only, because it is having only one proton. Yes or no? Yes, please respond.
Yes,
so now we take the atomic mass of one hydrogen. Basically, if we'll consider, it is about, if we'll take, for example, the mass of an electron, how many times it is, means it is equals to, imagine, 1 by 1840 of the mass of the hydrogen atom. Means in the sense of, if we'll take here, one hydrogen atom, or else 1U, the atomic mass is 1U, if we'll take, so one hydrogen atom if we'll take, which is equals to, how many 1840 of electrons. You understanding? Mass of 1840 electrons, which is equals to one hydrogen. Do you understand, Elmokil, what I'm saying? Yes. So that is what you have to remember. So Even if we'll take here, this hydrogen is having only one proton. So can I say mass of one hydrogen is equals to mass of one protein, one proton? Will you accept it? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Because it is having how many protons? It is having only one proton. So I can say mass of hydrogen atom, which is equals to mass of one proton. So if you take here, the mass of proton is equals to, if you take basically 1.67, understanding 26219 into 10 power minus 27 kilogram. This is what a mass of proton. Do you understand? So now basically mass of proton, and if you take mass of neutron also, basically if you'll check it, so mass of neutron is also almost similar to the proton. So that value, if you see, what happened to this? So this is what mass of proton. So now if you take mass of neutron also, almost it is similar to that. That is why we can say mass of one proton is equals to one neutron. If you take neutron also, 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kilogram. Do you understand, everybody? This is what the mass of neutron. Now, if you take here, if no, then what is the hydrogen mass also, guys? What is the mass of one hydrogen atom? One hydrogen atom, what is the mass? One hydrogen mass also, which is equals to what? Mass of one proton, that is what? 1.6 into 10 power minus 27 kilogram. So as I am saying, one hydrogen is equals to how many electrons? How many electrons? One hydrogen atom, which is equals to how many electrons? One hydrogen
480
equals to 1840, understanding? Or else you can take, even some books they will say 50 also. You can take whatever it is your convenient. So basically 1840 is correct. So if you take here 1840, mass of 1840 of electrons. This is what we can say. That is why we are neglecting the mass of electron while we are measuring the atomic mass. Do you understand, everybody? What is the importance of why we are neglecting the mass of electrons? Because it is 1840 times less mass compared to the mass of protein. That is why we are neglecting, understanding. It is negligible mass, so that we are not considering for atomic mass. Do you understand, everyone? That is the important of. So then how much are value? If you take the mass of one electron, if you'll notice it, that value is 9.11 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. This is what mass of one electron. Do you understand, everybody? So what is the mass of one proton? Mass of one proton is 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kg. Mass of one neutron is 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kg. That is what we can say. While calculating atomic mass, what we'll do, Elmukil? We'll calculate total number of the mass of protons plus mass of neutrons. Why we'll consider that? Because total number of protons is equals to, total number of protons plus total number of neutrons will give you total atomic mass. That is what we can say will represent with the U, because both are having almost similar mass. Understand, everyone? Mahalakshmi, Manya and Samaya? Yes, that is. So please call to others. So many is not there. Tamil Selvan, Darun, Mohanesh, Maitreyan, and Shruti and all. So this is what you have to remember. Have you understand, guys? What is the mass of proton? Mass of proton is 1.67. You don't want to remember these values also. And mass of neutron also similar. And what is the mass of electron? Mass of electron is 9.11 into 10 power minus 31 K. So this is what you people need to remember. So I can say this is the first characteristics of electron. So please all of you write mass of an electron. Mass of an electron. Have you understand? Mass of an electron. Mass of an electron. Mass of an electron. Write it. The mass of electron is about. The mass of electron is about. The mass of an electron is about 1 by 1840. 1 by 1840 1 by 1840 of the mass of hydrogen. Of the mass of hydrogen. Do you understand, everyone? Of the mass of what, guys? Mass of hydrogen. So now you can write down the equation. Mass of electron is equals to 1 by 1840 into what, guys? The mass of hydrogen atom. 1 by 1840 into the mass of what it is? The mass of hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom. Or else also I can say what? Or I can say 1 by 1840 times of what? Mass of one protein. Yes or no, guys? Mass of, yeah, one proton. Why I am saying one proton here? Because hydrogen atom is having what? Hydrogen atom is only contains what? One proton. You understand, everybody? This is very, very important. So, which is equals to how much value it is? 9.1 into 10 power. What is the value, guys? 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. Understanding? Kilograms. Minus 31 kilograms. Or we can say 9.1 into 10 power minus 28 grams. Both are same. Is it okay, guys? Because 1 kilogram is equal to how many grams? 1000 grams. Yes or no? 1000 means what it is? 10 power 3. So that you can write it here. Minus 31 plus 3. How much it is? Minus 28. Yes or no? Monish?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, this is what it is, mass of an electron. So 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram or minus 28 grams. Please write it. This is what the first characteristics of what it is. First characteristics of electron, mass of an electron. Most important, remember. Now, if we take here, if you notice it here, it is how many times we can say while comparing with the relative mass, how many times it is smaller. For example, if we take atomic mass unit. So as we know, what is the mass of a hydrogen atom? Mass of a hydrogen atom is 1 U. Yes or no? So we can say that the relative mass of an electron is 1 by 1840 U. Is it yes or no, guys? That is what remember. So we can say we know mass of hydrogen. What is mass of hydrogen, guys? Mass of hydrogen is how much? 1 U. So relative mass of electron means comparison. Relative means what? Relative mass of electron is 1 by 1840 U. This is what the statement you should write. Is it okay, guys? Viewers, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Clear, Monish? Everybody, Pradosh called to Garun. Garun is there in
Yes,
meeting?
sir.
Yeah, that is. So this is what you should need to understand it. Laksha, Shruti is also not there. Check it once. Alana is there. Samayan Manya is there. It's okay. So this is what you people need to remember. So we know that the mass of one hydrogen is 1 U. So the relative mass of electron is 1 by 1840. So means that many times it is smaller than that. So what is the exact mass of electron, guys? Exact mass of electron is 9 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. So that is why the mass of electron is very, 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 very small. So we are going to be what? We are considered to be negligible. So that is why we will ignore the mass of electron while we are calculating the atomic mass of an element. So they will ask you the question, why we are not considering the mass of an electron while we are calculating the atomic mass? What is the answer? You have to say. What is the answer you should say? Monish, what is the answer? Why we are not considering the mass of electron while we are calculating atomic mass? That is what my question. Anyone?
That is negligible mass.
Mass is very, very small It is 1 by 1840 U of relative mass is 1 by 1840 U of mass of proton or mass of hydrogen atom. So that is why it is negligible during calculation of atomic mass. That is what you people cannot see, or you people are dumb. Just now I am saying correct. Only one other, sir, what is happening? So while we are calculating the atomic mass, because the electron mass is too much negligible and no atom is having this many number of electrons. Is it yes or no? It is having very few electrons only. 1 electron, 2 electron, maybe 3 electrons, 5 electrons, like that. So that mass is very, very negligible. So till now there is no atom or there is no element which contains 1840 electrons. For example, in future, any atom which contains 1840 electrons, then what will happen? 1840 electrons, then we can consider as it is plus 1 U is added. Do you understand, Elmukel, what I am saying? If in future, if any atom, if it contains 1840 electrons, then we should consider what? Its atomic mass is increased by 1 unit. Is it yes or no? That is what you have to know. But still now, there is no element which is having this many number of electrons. So that is why we will neglect the mass of electron while we are calculating the atomic mass. This is the first characteristics of atomic electron. That is what? Mass of an electron. So the next second characteristics, please write. The second characteristics is charge of an electron. What is this?
Charge of an electron.
Charge of an electron. So now, if we take here, basically the electrons are used to measure. It is usually in electricity chapter we can study in class 10. We used to measure a unit called as Coulomb. What is the unit of charge? The unit of charge we measure in coulombs. Understand? Either it is a positive charge or negative charge, doesn't matter. So we used to measure in coulombs only. So now, if we take here the charge of one electron, if we'll see, understand, so it is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs, and it is a negative charge. That is what you have to remember. And this is found the smallest negative charge carried out by any particle. So that is why we can say this is taken as the unit of a negative charge. So whenever I can say electron has 1 unit of negative charge, then we can say the relative charge of an electron, we can say -1. So it is indicating E minus 1 or 1, we can say it is indicating what? A charge of an electron which is equal so much, guys, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. This is what the charge of an electron. Please note it down. It is very, very small. Okay, negative charge also it is. So it is negative charge, and the value is how much? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. COULOMB, coulomb. That is what you have to remember. So what is the relative charge of an electron is what? How much it is, guys? The relative charge of one electron is, we can represent with the -1. This is what the relative charge means, in the sense of while you are writing the electrons, we'll write like this. That is. So please write it, everyone. Second point. Charge of one electron. Charge of electron. Charge of electron is how much, guys? It is negative charge. Charge of electron is -1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. Charge of one electron is what? -1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. So this together we used to consider what, Sai? This together we used to consider what? Equals to 1. Understanding relative charge. That is what we can write with the -1. So this is what the charge of electron. Okay. So now what is the charge of neutron? Anybody can say, Pradosh, Jayavarsini, charge of neutron. Charge of neutron is what?
No charge.
Zero,
Sir. Neither positive nor negative.
No charge, we can say. So now same way if we'll take charge of proton, if we'll take, this all very important, at minimum basic knowledge it is. So the charge of neutron is, it is negative charge, correct? So here what will come here? The charge of positive one is
Positive.
1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. You understand, guys? That is why, as I said, atoms are always stable in nature. Why? Because positive and negative will get cancelled. Do you understand, everyone? So every atom is stable in nature because the number of protons is equals to what? Number of protons is equals to number of electrons. Because the number of protons positive charge, which is equals to number of electrons negative charge.
Minus.
Plus 1 is equals to minus 1. So then what will happen, guys? Both will strike.
Zero.
That is what will happen. So 0 is to appear. So one positive charge equals to negative charge. So both will get cancelled. It will be stable. It is like a neutral. It is. That is what it is. Understand, everyone? That is the values of mass and as well as charge. So this is all about the mass of the electrons, mass of the protons and neutrons, and as well as and the protons. If we'll take next, again we'll study the protons. We used to represent with the positive one, plus 1, indicating charge of a proton. So this is all about the properties of an electron. So what is the properties of electron? First one, mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram, and the charge of an electron is how much, guys? Minus 1.6 10 power minus 19 coulomb. But basically you are not supposed to represent minus, but it is considered as a what? Minus 1 unit. Simply we can say the unit of electron, the charge of electron. Somebody will ask you, you should say simply what it is: 1.62 minus 19 coulombs. That's all. Do you understand, Pradosh? So minus, you have to remember that charge is negative. That is what I am saying. Are you understand, Mukesh? Alana?
Sir.
Yeah. So that's all about what is the story of electron, discovery of electron, and as well as the characteristics of electron. Everybody note it down. Clear? So now if you'll understand this, then we'll go to the second subatomic particle of an atom. That is what we used to call as discovery of proton. So please all of you keep heading. The next one is what it is?
Discovery of proton.
Discovery of proton. Who is not there in meeting? Maitreyan, Tamil Selvan, Darun, and Shruti. Is it yes? Asida is there. Asida is
Yes, sir.
Asida, are you there? Okay. Yeah. So this is only, I think, Tamil Selvan and Darun, and as well as Shruti, and another one. Who is that? Maitreyan. Okay. So now proceed. Discovery of proton. Have you understand discovery of electron, everybody? Asida, where are you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, if we'll take here, as we know, the discovery of protons, if you'll observe, as we know, discovery of electrons, if you'll go, what experiment has been done, guys? What experiment has been done? The cathode rays experiment. That is only we used to call it as cathode ray tube, we can say. So now if it comes to here, are you there in my train? It's okay. So now if it comes to here, the formation of cathode rays will shows that all the atoms contains what particles, guys? The formation of cathode rays, it contains what particles? It contains a negatively charged particle. That is what we used to call it as. What we used to call them?
Electron.
Electrons. So the J.J. Thomson, the experiment what he has did is cathode rays tube. So this cathode rays tube, he has been found that every particle, every atom, they contains negatively charged particles. That is what he has been called as electron. So now, if an atom is electrically neutral, when the atom will become electrically neutral, Jayavarsini? When the atoms are electrically neutral, it must contains, understanding, cathode rays tubes, they have been found that every atom is having electron, but they are saying that atoms are neutral in nature. So if they are neutral in nature, then some more particles also must be there inside. That is what we used to call as. What is that called as?
Protons.
Protons. So if atom is electrically neutral, so it must contain some positively charged particles. So to balance the negative charge of an electron, that is what it has actually been found by experiments that all the atoms contains positively charged particles also. That is what we used to call as a positively charged particles. Only we used to call it as what we used to call the positively charged particles. is only called as protons, we can see. So now it has been discovered by, it is not invented, discovered by, first the existence of protons, it was shown by Mr. E. Goldstein. What is his name? Mr. E. Goldstein. This is the scientist name. Goldstein is the name. So who has been proved who has been discovered the protons? Electrons is Mr. J.J. Thomson, and protons is what? Protons is done by Mr. Goldstein.
E. Goldstein.
Yes, please write. E. Goldstein. His name is E. Goldstein. Okay. So now if you see here, when Goldstein also same thing, he is passed the electricity at high voltage through a gas at a very low pressure, same way like cathode rays tube, which is done by the J.J. Thomson. Same way, and he has been noticed that if he is passing the high voltage gas through at a very low pressure taken in a discharge tube, then streams of heavy particles were given out by anode. Do you understand, everyone? So that person is observed what? Lighter particles which are coming at the cathode. Now, this person, when he has been connected to the discharge tube, this is what we say discharge tube. Is it yes or no? So discharge tube, now he has been connected to the what? A battery, high voltage battery. So imagine this is negative charge and this is what? Positive pole. So now he has been connected to the positive to the negative. Now he has been noticed that at anode, this positive is called as what, guys? Anode, and negative is called as what? Cathode. So cathode we used to get what? Electrons. So it's already over, we have been completed. So when this E. Goldstein is passing high voltage electricity at through a gas at very low pressure taken in the discharge tube, then he has been found that a heavy streams of heavy particles were given out by the anode. So that anode is only called as what, brothers? It is only called as positive electrode. It is only called as positive. So that is the first step of discovering of protons. So these streams of particles are called as anode rays. What we used to call? This is only we used to call as anode rays. So now before electrons we used to call as what? What is another name of electrons? Anybody? Electrons also we can call as what? We used to call as cathode. Understanding? Because they are coming at where? They are coming at where? They are coming at the cathode. That is why they are called as cathode rays. Now, Goldstein is found that at positive node, anode, they are coming. That is why we used to call them as what, guys? We used to call them as anode rays. We can
anode rays.
Understand, everybody? So these anode rays consist of positively charged particles, and if you observe, the mass and the charge of anode particles depends on the nature of the gas taken in the discharge tube. But what is Thomson found, guys? What is the mass and the nature of the electrons? Mass and nature, what it is? Mass and nature is independent. Have you noticed it, guys? Mass and nature is independent. Whatever the gas will pass, they are producing the same mass and same kind of nature of the electrons. Yes or no? Yes, but here Goldstein has been found that the nature and the mass of the protons depends on whom, guys? Depends on the type of gas we are using. Understand? So anode rays consist of a positively charged particle. So these mass and the charge of an anode rays particles depends on the nature of gas taken in the discharge tube. So we can say different gases have different types of anode rays which contains positively charged particles having different masses and different charges. Do you understand, guys? But overall charge is what? They are having different mass but different charge. What is the overall mass? The overall charge, positive charge only. So they are having different mass and as well as different charge. But what charge it is? What charge it is, guys? Positive or negative charge? But it is
Positive charge.
But
Positive.
what is happening? Cathode rays, whatever the gas you will take, they are having always same mass and same nature, same charge. But if you take protons, based upon the gas, it is varies. So that is why we can say the mass of the atom is varies from element to element. Have you noticed it, guys? One mass. Suppose if you take hydrogen, it is having another helium, another mass. If you take lithium, another mass. Every element it is having different mass. Is it yes or no? Because the proton's mass is varies. Yes or no? So the different atoms of different elements, they're having different mass of protons and different charge. That is why we can say their particles depends on the nature of gas which is taken in the discharge tube. So finally we can say that different gases gives different types of anode rays which contains positively charged particles having different masses and different charges. That is what you have to remember. So for example, if we take what is the lightest gas in the nature? What is the lightest gas?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. So why we can say what is the lightest? Because why it is? Because lightest atom if we'll take, that is what hydrogen. So that we can say it is hydrogen gas. Understand? So like that, if we'll take some other gas, if we'll take, so the positive particles obtained from this hydrogen gas are the lightest, and they are also, what is the charge? Very small or very big? Very smallest charge they have. Understand? So you can take here the anode rays which is obtained from this hydrogen gas. They are made up of a same type of positive particles. So that positive particles only, what is the called as? This positive particles only called as what, guys?
Protons.
We used to call as protons. That is what you have to understand. Jayvarshini, are you understand Jayvarshini? Mugesh, Karthik, Shakti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have so see, both they're carrying out what is the activity we are carrying out here? Cathode rays tube only. Do you understand? But here we used to call it as what? In cathode rays tube, we are getting the cathode rays at the cathode. That is what we used to say electrons, and they are not dependent on type of the gas. Whatever the gas, same mass and same nature. But you will see, if you will pass high voltage current, then heavy particles are observing at the anode. That is what we can say a positive electrode. So here, this is what the rays we used to call as anode rays, which is known as protons. Okay. So now we can say a proton is formed by how it will form once if we'll remove the electrons. Understand? So a proton is formed by the removal of electron from an hydrogen atom. So this is what we used to say the production of protons from any kind of gas. So how this Goldstein explained this formation of protons means when hydrogen gas consists of hydrogen atoms, basically. Now when high electrical voltage is applied to a hydrogen gas, then what will happen, guys? The electrical energy removes the what? What will do electrical energy? It will remove the electrons. Yes or no? When the electricity, high voltage current is passing, what it will do, guys? It will remove the electrons. So all the electrons will come at where? All the electrons will come at where? All the electrons will come at cathode. Understanding? All the electrons will come at the cathode. So once the cathode electrons are separated, then who will be remaining? Only protons will be remaining. Is it yes or no? So all the protons will come towards to the anode. That is what the Goldstein has been explained. So when you will pass the high voltage current, then it will remove the electrons from the hydrogen atom. So after removal of electrons, that is called as negatively charged electrons, then a positively charged particles, protons is formed. Then these protons, they will come at the what? They will come at the anode rays. They will form the fast moving protons only. We used to call it as what? The fast moving protons we used to call it as anode rays. So they anode. So what do you mean by anode? Anode rays, fast moving protons. You can remember. Fast moving protons is called as anode rays. So when it will happen? When high voltage current will pass, they will remove the electrons. Once the electrons are removed, then only the protons will form. This is what the explanation given by the Mr. Goldstein. So If you remember here, hydrogen atoms are very lightest of all the atoms. So hydrogen atoms forms the lightest positive charged particles. That is what we used to call as protons. But if you take heavier atoms, what will happen, guys? Heavier gas. So heavier atoms of other gases, they will form what? Heavier positively charged particles, which is made up of a number of protons held together. So that is what we can say proton. Understand? So if you take any other gas, there the protons will be held together because their mass